Right, students. Last class, what was our topic name? Hmm? Online students, am I audible to you? Okay. Garbage collect related to destructor. So next we'll go for what? 11 a.m. So under that index of oops, so I'll go for introducing today the another concept which is related inside the class only, abstraction and encapsulation. This concept we are going to discuss. Very easy, just to provide the security to our data. So let us talk about what is encapsulation, what is abstraction separately. So here I'll tell you what is abstraction separately, what is encapsulation, how both of them are going to be different. So let us start understanding about encapsulation purpose, abstraction purpose. Through an example, I will tell you. Let's go to our concept. Close this spot. Have you executed destructor programs, all of you? Right. So 11 I moves. Close all these things. Destructor related examples has done. Now I'm going to enter in today encapsulation concept. Very simple. There I'm going to take up here account1.py. Account1.py. So this program I'm going to show you program for program for demonstrating program for demonstrating the need of data encapsulation first. What is encapsulation importance? I'm going to tell you. This is called module name. Module name because inside I'm writing one type of class. Class called what? Account. Inside the account, I'm defining one constructor. Underscore init self comma self. Okay, self only. So I'm writing self dot acno is equal to something like 100. Self dot self dot name. Self dot name is equal to I'm writing something like Rosam. Now self dot balance is equal to something like 4.5. Self dot pin is equal to something like 1234. Self dot p name is equal to something like SBI. So this is the data what we are having. So now I will go to this is called our data which is available inside. Unsector is available. Okay. So this is a way we used to write so far in our classes. So next I'm going to write it. Some other program I'm writing. This is called account information of somebody's. So I'm writing some other kind of program. What is that now? I'm writing something like others1.py. Others means some other person is trying to write. So this is going to be a program name. This is a program. There I'm creating an object of account. AC is equal to account of I'm going to create. So definitely it is giving an error. Definitely it is giving an error for you. So saying that name account is not there. To create an object compulsory, what is required? Class definition is required. Here class definition is not there. So what to do now? From I need to take it. This is an account class. Getting from where? Account one module. So how do you get it? From account one, import. What is this now? Account here I'm going to say. This is known as what create here? Object creation. Object creation makes the PVM to call what? Constructor. This constructor. That means others is some other programmer assume that creating an object of some class object account so that this account object is initialized with complete data what you mentioned. So you are going to print it. Print of some information you are printing. How it is? Print of account number. Account number is equal to comma AC dot ACNO. ACNO. Next print of account holder name. Account holder name I'm writing here. Account holder name. That is called what you know. Name I'm writing. Account print of I'm writing there. Account balance. Account balance is equal to comma AC dot what you are writing balance. There you are writing account pin. You are writing. Next account branch name. Account holder branch name. branch name here, account holder branch name, AC dot B name you are going to say. These are the details what you are having here. These are the details what you are having here. So try to run this code. Now you are getting complete data here. I am getting it. So tell me, this kind of observation will make you to understand what? Tell me, this kind of observation will make you to understand what? Quickly. This kind of observation, the account here, this is the data. Others is a program importing the class from account one model, creating an object and printing this data. This kind of observation output will make you to observe what? Hmm. So what is the observation now? Finally, what is an observation? This kind of observation will make us to understand the confidential data of the account is trying to accessed by other person. That is the major important point here. That is what you are supposed to observe here. The other see some other programmer is trying to access this data. Some confidential data is there. Account number, I don't want to give to anybody. Balance, I don't want to tell anybody. PIN, I don't want to tell anybody. I want to go forward. Tell your name, no problem. Tell your branch name, no problem. But don't tell your PIN, don't tell your balance, don't tell your account number. So when I'm going to create in the object, some data must be hidden. Some data must be hidden to the outside people. Some data must be hidden to the outside people. So to hide the data from outside people, I must apply the concept of what? Encapsulation. So encapsulation purpose is to what? To hide the confidential data. To hide the confidential data of object. Confidential data of object from external users. From external users. I'm writing here from external users or external programmers. I want to hide from confidential data, or from external users or programmers. I want to hide. So to hide this type of data, we will go for the concept of encapsulation. That is the purpose. So in C++, how you can implement? How you can implement? This is also an object-oriented programming. In Java, how do you implement? Easy. This is very simple. So this is how do you implement in C++. In C++, in Java, if you want to implement anything you want to hide from external users, we use a keyword called private. We use a keyword called private. Here we use a keyword called private. If you are Java programmer, you are having default, default. Next is called private. Next is called protected. Next is called protected. Next is called public. Next is called public. There are four important keywords are there. There are 4 into 4, 16 rules are there. 16 rules are there. These are the very important rules in real time in Java. So in our Python programming, there are no such type of public, private kind of keywords are not there. In Python programming, if I want to implement encapsulation, if we want to implement encapsulation, you know, if we want to implement encapsulation, we will use, double underscore we use. Before the variable, before the data member we want to encapsulate, we will write a double underscore variable name I will write. That is to be hidden from others. And we will write at the same time, double underscore we will write it. And we will write what? Method name I will write it. Method name I will write it. To hide the method, to hide the variable, we will write what? Double underscore, which is equal to what kind of keyword? Private keyword. Online students, now I'm going to the coding. In Python, to implement encapsulation, encapsulation purpose is this one. To implement in C++, we use a private. In the case of Python, we will use a double underscore variable name, double underscore method name. We will write it like this. So today, I'll go to my class. Here, I will write it. Account number must be encapsulated. So I will write it what? Double underscore, I will write it. Balance, I will write a double underscore. Next, I will write double underscore pin, I will write it. B name, I don't write it. Name, I will write it. So underscore account number, underscore this one. These are called what? Hidden from where? Outside programmers. So here we are going to write it. Others one dot py. See, account number is in different color. We cannot access it. You are going to get it what? You cannot access. Here you cannot access. Here you cannot access. Here you cannot access. B name and then C name. And these are only the things we can access it. So see that error is coming. Attribute error. You will get attribute error here. This one. Account number is not there because it is hidden. You cannot extract it. Error. See name. Name you can access. You can access name. Account holder name is called Rosa because it is not encapsulated. Balance. It is going to be called what? Error will be coming. So here pin also I will go for what? Pin also I will keep comment. So what are the details you can access? Name and B name I can go for it. So this is called account holder name Rosam. Account branch name is called what? SBI. So Rosam and SBI only can be accessible because they are not made as encapsulated. So finished. What is the use of that? In the class, when I'm going to take any instance data members, those instance data members are secured. To secure them from other people, we will use which concept? Double underscore. B name, public can access. Any other programmer can access. Customer name also other programmer can access. So this program will go for what? Containing what? Encapsulation. What if this program is doing? What they are providing to access? That only I'm accessing. This is known as what? Abstraction. This program makes you to demonstrate what? Program for demonstrating program for demonstrating the need of data abstraction. Data abstraction here. What is the data abstraction now? Retrieving the essential details without considering about which details, hidden details. This is comes under where I applied encapsulation in the instance data members. It is not recommended to apply what? Class level data members are not recommended to apply encapsulation because they are what purpose? Common purpose. Common. Suppose B name, course name for all the students. Will you hide this? No. So course, class level data members are not possible to hide. Which details are possible to hide? Instance data members only we need to hide. So class level data members are not possible to hide. So I hope you are getting me. This is comes under what we are accessing comes under abstraction. What we are hiding is called encapsulation. Online students, is it clear for you? Second example I'm going to. This is at which level? Instance data members. Now I will go to what? Method level I will go. Method level. So instance data members are hidden through what? Constructor. Second example I want to go for it. Let me go to account2.py. I'm going to take up account2.py. So I'm going to take it account2.py. So I'm going to take it here. I'm going to take account2.py. So here I'm going to write it account2.py. So there I'm writing method name. I'm writing here. What is this now? Get ACC details. I'm writing. So here I'm going to write it, students. As usual, I'm writing like this. So through method also used to place the data. I will write this is others. How you need to take care also account one, others one, account two, others two. Like that you need to execute the programs. Two programs are here. What is the pair of examples here? Account one, others one, account two, others two. Like that you need to take care. So here I'm going to take a here I'm going to write it. This is called others2.py. There I'm going to create the object. Object created, students. When an object is created, in this case, account 2, I will say account 2. In this account 2, account is going to be available here. Others, I'm creating an object of account. So print. Now I'm going to get the data. What is the content of AC now? What is the content of AC? Come on. ఎందుకు సార్ మీరంతా class K? What is the content of AC? Empty. So now I want to print the data. When I print the data, you will get what? You will get an error. AC is not there, name is not there, balance not there, pin not there, B name not there. So definitely I need to call what? AC dot function name called what? Get ACC details. Then you can print this data. So this data you are printing it. So how do you print this data now? This number, everything I will carry. This data I will carry. So here I'm going to get it. So this is the one I'm going to take it. See this now. AC dot and everything I'm getting. Same way the output is getting printed. The same way the output is getting printed. Now my interest is what? I don't want to give you the accessibility for account number, balance, B name. What should I do? Write a double underscore here. Double underscore I'm writing. Double underscore I'm writing. Double underscore for pin. Now I'm going to enter into others too. This is an error. You may say, sir, write a double underscore here also. Error will come. Here also balance double underscore, error will come. Here also pin double underscore, error will come. So I'm going to take up. This is going to be an error completely. Attribute error is going to be there. So you should not write a double underscore. Even if write ACNO also, it is going to be an account error. So here I'm going to write it. No double underscore. Here I'm writing double underscore here. Just like this I'm writing error. So what to do now? I'm going to write it something like this. This is also an error. This is also an error. So what is happening now? Here I'm going to get it. Row sum and SBI. We got the data here. C name I got it. AC.B name I got it. And finally, we got this type of results. So students, we got the output something like this. So now through method, I made it as encapsulated. So which data members are possible to hide? Instance data members are possible to hide. Through constructor I can do or through method I can do it. This is called way of hiding the instance data members. Through methods I want to hide. I want to hide through methods. Method I want to hide. How to do the hiding of method? So I'm going to do. But to which methods are possible to do? Instance methods only possible to hide. Why not class level methods? Because they are common purpose. If you read well, you can understand the taste of this. Otherwise, normal only. You need to look at the black and white cinema in the class. So this is our data members here. Data members available like this. Others 3.py I am writing. Others 3.py. Others 3.py. So here I am going to write it. Others 3.py. So there I will write it. Others 2.py. I am going to take it. Posting over here. 3.py. This is called 3. This is called 3. Here I am going to write it. This part I am going to write it. This part I am going to write it. Account object. This is the one. What is the content of this one? AC. What is the content of AC? మీకు చెప్పేదానికన్నా ఊరికి ఇంట్లో ఉండడం మంచిది. ఎందుకంటే మీరు వేస్ట్ క్యాండిడేట్స్. సో empty it is available. Already I said to you, it is called empty. Account 3. Import account. So account here. No data present over there. I will call the data. AC dot what? Get ACC details. Now I'm going to print this entire thing. ఏం రాదా మీకు అసలు? హౌ పీపుల్ ఆర్ అవుట్ సైడ్? మీరు ఎందుకు వస్తారు రానప్పుడు అసలు ఇక్కడికి? సో డైలీ వస్తారు మళ్ళా కూర్చుంటారు ఇక్కడ. ఏమి రాదు. చదువుకుంటే కదా ఎప్పుడన్నా. సో ద డేటా ఈస్ గెటింగ్ ప్రింటెడ్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్. Now today I want to hide this entire method. I want to hide this entire method. How do you hide this entire method? How do you do? Go to the method, write a double underscore. English రాదు, గుర్తుండదు, ఏమి రాదు. Double underscore you need to write. Before this double underscore, you are getting one usage. Here there is one usage. Here I'm going to write it what? Double underscore I'm writing. Whenever I write a double underscore, that one usage is gone. So that others 3, this is going to give you an error. You will get an attribute error. Already said, a method which is not possible to access by the method, you will get attribute error. So you are getting an attribute error. An attribute error is coming. Here we are going to get account object has no attribute called get ACC details. So to this place, here I'm going to get it. This is going to be error I said. Not possible to access because it is encapsulated. Double underscore is written. So others 3.py it is going to be an error. So once method is not calling, what the content is available in AC right now? Empty. So empty dot ACNO, empty dot name, empty dot balance, empty dot this one. It is not possible to access at all. All of them getting which error? Attribute error will be coming. So account number error, I cannot access anything. And the name also error, which is also going to be called as what? Attribute error. Totally the not possible to access. This entire thing is not possible to access. So finally, no output is coming. V name also going to be an error. So finally, I'm going to write it. This is going to be a invalid input. It is going to be coming. Online students, I hope you are getting me. Nothing is going to be possible to access because the total method itself is hidden. Inside the method, it is written. So this is the subject of what we can hide and what we cannot hide it. So how many details you are hiding? How many things you are hiding? ఇప్పుడే చెప్పాను. మీరు వేస్ట్ క్యాండిడేట్స్ అంతా ఊరికే వచ్చేసారు ఇక్కడికి. వాట్ ఇస్ దిస్ నౌ? ఇన్స్టెన్స్ డేటా మెంబర్స్. Instance data members. This is known as which method? Instance method. Instance method. Instance data members. Instance methods. Or something like what? Hiding. What is not possible to hide? Class level data members not possible to hide. Class level data members not possible to hide. And class level methods are not also not possible to hide because they are meant for what purpose? Common purpose. Class level methods also not possible to hide. Not possible to hide. Class level data members, class level methods are not possible to hide because they are called what? Common purpose. Instance things only we are going to hide. This is about instance data members hiding. Encapsulation deals with. Abstraction deals with what we can access, what we cannot access. What we are able to access without unable to access the hidden things is comes under abstraction. So last and final I'm going to take up that is account 4.py. because it is not recommended, but I'm still writing it. Go to the place. Here I'm going to write it. In this case, here I will write it. 4.py. 4.py. Here I'm going to write it. In this case, I'm going to write this entire thing. Here I'm going to write it. This is a normal method only. Normal data members also. Maybe through constructor also you can take it. Maybe you can take through constructor also. Account 4. This I'm going to take others 4.py. Others 4.py I'm going to take. Here I'm going to take it. 4.py. So in this case, I'm going to carry this data, others 4.py. From account 4, import ACC details. Now you are accessing complete details here. Now try to run this. We are going to get complete data accessing. So today my requirement is, earlier I made it to hide the method. Earlier I made it to hide the data members. Today the others 4 is my class. I don't want to give, this is my class. I don't want to give my class to be imported at all. The total class itself, I don't want to provide the importing. I want to secure my class from other person to import. That time I will write, see here, 2 usages. 2 times other people are using the number called 2 here. Today what I am doing, I will write a double underscore here. Double underscore I wrote it. Once if I write a double underscore, what will happen? The class itself is not possible to import. So you are getting red underline here. So once you make the class as double underscore, that class is not possible to import. You will get import error. You will get import error. When do you get import error? Is a regularly asking MCQ. When do you get the import error? When the class is made as encapsulated, that type of class is not possible to import in other program. So you are going to get what? Import error. You cannot access account class from account 4 module. This is also one more thing. But in real-time standards, class is not recommended to encapsulate so that others cannot. So I'm going to write a simply conclusion. This program will not execute. Here I will write it. This program, and don't by executing, don't come and ask me, sir, this is not executing. This program will not execute. This program will not execute because account class, account class made us encapsulated. Encapsulated here. That's why it is not possible to hide. So inside the class, I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it the class concept once, and I will show you here. Oops, there I'm going to write it. A syntax of a class. Go to the place where I'm going to make it. Which things are possible to hide? I'm going to enter here. So here, when you come to data member level, instance data members I can hide. When you come to methods, instance methods I can hide it. The class itself I can hide it, but in real time, it is not recommended. Why? Class, you don't hide it. If you want, you hide its data members like instance. You hide its methods like instance methods, but not for class and common things. And one more thing is about constructors. What about the constructors? Constructors also not possible to hide because as I already said to you, any type of method preceded with a double underscore name, double underscore, that is known as what name I said? What name I said? रोज वస్తారు class ki. What I said that one. So I said magic variable, or what I said, dunder variable I said, dunder variable I said or not. గుర్తుండదు చదువుకోరు ఎప్పుడన్నా చదివితే కదా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి కదా. It is also known as what today? It is a magic method. It is called constructor is also called one type of magic method. Go to the place. Here I am going to write it. Entering into account1.py now. Account1.py I will take it. So this program will not execute. Already I wrote it, students. This program will not execute because account class is made as encapsulated. You keep it aside for a minute. Now I'm going to take it account5.py. Account5.py. There I'm trying to write 5.py. So here I'm writing 5.py. So in this case, account5.py. So account5.py. So there I'm going to write class account. Here I'm going to write init. Something like this I'm writing. So something like this I'm writing. Account5.py. So something like this is written. Today, this is called constructor. Already there is a double underscore before, double underscore after. It is called one type of magic variable or magic method we can call. So next program I am going to write it others.py. As we are having others 4.py, others 5.py. Already said to you, account 1, others 1.py. That is like that you need to execute your programs. So here I'm going to write a program for program for execute program for demonstrating the need of abstraction here. So there what I'm doing now, others 5.py, I'm going to take AC is equal to account of. What is happening here? From account 5, import account, import account. This is the one, and there I'm going to print the program data like this. This data I'm going to print it. In this place, I will print it. So like this. So here it is printed like this. In this case, what happens already? It is written like this. Remove this now. This is called a constructor meaning. Others py comfortably it is getting executed. This was the original story. And today, what are you doing? This is a constructor. This you are trying to hide. Already there is a double underscore in it. Already there is a double underscore in it. Off. Already there is a double underscore off like this. It is available. Here, what I am doing now, double underscore you are writing again before the double underscore, which is not going to be a constructor from now onwards. It is going to become what? Normal method. It is going to be a normal method. What is the question comes in interview point of view? When I hide the constructor, they will say. So it is not possible to hide the constructor. Whenever I write a double underscore with additional two double underscore, it is not going to become constructor hiding. It will become a normal method at that time. So you try to write double underscore here. Double underscore, when I write two double underscore along with the existing two double underscore, what it will become? Normal method. Now come to others. Dot p others here. Then tell me what will be the content of object AC. Come on, empty. So it is not a constructor. It is not a constructor. It is a method. Now you will get error. What is the error here? Attribute error. See that attribute error ACNO. So I will keep comment here. C name. Name is also called what? Attribute error. All of them are attribute errors. Balance also attribute error. Balance also attribute error. All of them are attribute errors only. Here I am writing attribute errors. Here also I am writing attribute errors. So print it. It is an empty. It is an empty. So that time what should I do? I need to call that method. It loses its meaning of constructor. Now how do you call it? AC dot underscore underscore like this you need to call. This is a four double underscore. This is a method. That time you can remove this comment. Remove this comment. That time you can get all the data acceptable again. So this is a method. Now you want to make this method to be hidden. I want to make this method to be hidden. How to make this method to be hidden? Muddu, double underscore I will write again. How many double underscore? Six double underscore. Six double underscores are nothing but what? It is a method. It is not the meaning of four double underscore method made as hidden. This is also not possible to hide. Error. Four double underscore you are writing. You need to write, if I write, attribute error will be coming once again. Attribute error. So what should I write now? Again, I need to write a double underscores, two double underscore. That time it is possible to access. So overall together, if I write a double underscore again, it is not going to make it hide constructor. So what is not possible to hide constructors? It is not possible to hide the constructors. Here I will write it. It is not possible. It is not possible to hide constructors. Constructors. It is not possible to hide constructors because constructors are what I said. ఎందుక మీరు అసలు ఏమీ రాదు మ్యాజిక్ మెథడ్స్ ఆర్ డండర్ మెథడ్స్ డండర్ మెథడ్స్ డండర్ మెథడ్స్ it is not possible to hide constructors because constructors are dunder methods because already double underscore any method or any variable, any method name or any special method already a magic variable or magic method like that, it is not possible to hide by writing double underscore. This is a rule we are having in Python. So it is comes under, I just write it only four double underscores here, four double underscores here, execute it, and we are getting the output like this. Are you following this? So finally, what are the things are possible to hide? Data encapsulation means instance data members, instance methods are possible to hide. Class name also possible to hide, but it is not recommended to hide. So I'm going to give you the conclusion part of what is meant by encapsulation and abstraction. So online students, I hope you understood the concept of encapsulation and abstraction. What encapsulation will give you? Hiding the data. What abstraction will give you? Extracting the data. What is possible to do it? So let us read out now. Data encapsulation. చదవగలుగుతారా? Is it okay? చదివితే చదవండి, లేకపోతే అట్లే కూర్చోండి. I will read out. The purpose of hiding, process of hiding the confidential information or data or methods from external programmers or end users is called data encapsulation. The purpose of encapsulation concept is that to hide the confidential information or features of class, means data members and methods. Data encapsulation is applicable in two levels. They are at instance data member level, at instance methods level. To implement data encapsulation in Python programming, the data members and methods must be preceded with double underscore. Syntax number one. Syntax number one. Data member level through method. Class name. DEF. Method name of self. Self underscore underscore. Data member name is equal to value. Data member name is equal to value 1, value 2, value n. Or another one. Data member level through constructor. Class name. DEF underscore underscore init underscore underscore of self. So writing something like underscore underscore here. At which level next? Method level. Only instance method only I can write it here double underscore. Double underscore is written here. I wrote something like this. Note. I'm going to write it note. It is not recommended to encapsulate class level data members, class level methods, because they are meant for common and universal purpose. So that they are public in access all the times. You cannot do that encapsulation. Only for instance things only. Data abstraction. So the process of retrieving or extracting essential details without considering the hidden details is called abstraction. So this program you see, others one you see, I am able to access name and b name. If I'm trying to access the hidden details, I'm getting error. Not possible to access. Possible to access only the things which are visible to me, which are invisible. Even if you try to access, you are getting error. So it is possible to access only two details. It is known as abstraction. Hidden details are not possible to access. That is what is the point here. Process of retrieving or extracting essential details without considering the hidden details. If you access hidden details, what will happen? Attribute error will come. That's why it is not possible to access. Only required details you can access, name and b name you can access. So we can't apply data encapsulation on constructors in Python, but whose initialized data members can be encapsulated. Magic or dunder methods are not possible to encapsulate. In Python programming, magic or dunder variables and methods and constructors never participates in data encapsulation process. Constructors, so dunder variables, so methods never participate in encapsulation process. We can also encapsulate class name, but in real time, hiding the class name is of no use because we get import error. When import error is coming, total program is not possible to develop. So generally, most of the time we do what? Object level data members, but instance data members only, we hide it. Online students, this is the concept of hiding the data. So this concept makes you to understand how to provide the security to which data? Object data. Object data is nothing but which data? Instance data members only are recommended to encapsulate. I think you are following me. So these things are encapsulation and abstraction. So with this concept, you are understanding classes, object, encapsulation, abstraction. Tell me, four rules, four concepts I explained so thoroughly from last 1 week onwards. So what is the purpose of class? Tell me. What is the purpose of class? Hmm? What is that? To provide something you are saying. Yes. Hmm? To very good. To develop programmer defined data type. Very good. Plus to develop real time application. Any Python program you want to develop it, we go for classes. What is the need of developing programmer defined data type? ఎందుకా మీరు to store customized data plus to perform customized operations which are there in the notes. ఏం చదువుకోరా మీరు అసలు? జస్ట్ నాకు డౌట్ వస్తది మిమ్మల్ని చూస్తే. ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఈ బ్యాచ్‌ని చూస్తే నాకు ఇంకా విపరీతమైన డౌట్ వస్తది. అసలు మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు అనేది నాకు పెద్ద డౌట్ ఇప్పుడు. కంప్లీట్ డౌట్ అబౌట్ యూ. నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు ఆన్సర్ ఈ సింపుల్ పాయింట్స్ ఆల్సో. సో మీ ఇష్టం అది. బికాస్ వెదర్ యూ హావ్ సీన్ ఆర్ నాట్, యెస్టర్‌డే బ్రేకింగ్ పాయింట్స్, అమెజాన్ రిమూవింగ్ 30,000 మెంబర్స్ ఫ్రమ్ అమెజాన్. లే ఆఫ్. వై? Outdated people, outdated people, outdated, completely outdated. Java, .NET, testing, UI, HR, all manager level people out. Who are the people safe? Python, AI, all Python related people are safe in all the times in the industry. All out. These are all going to be out. So yesterday that was the news. Once Amazon is removing, most of them will remove other people. Life is only for Python. మీరు ఎప్పుడు నేర్చుకుంటారు ఇంకా అండ్ ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఇన్ దిస్ క్లాస్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ లెర్న్ ఇట్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఆర్డర్ ఏం రాదు ఇంకా బయట బయట మీ ఇష్టం అది సో వాట్ ద యూజ్ ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ వాట్ ద యూజ్ ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ టు స్టోర్ ద డేటా టు క్రియేట్ అన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ వాట్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్ క్లాస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్ నెక్స్ట్ వాట్ ద యూజ్ ఆఫ్ ఎన్కాప్సులేషన్ టు హైడ్ ద కాన్ఫిడెన్షియల్ డేటా ఫ్రమ్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ప్రోగ్రామర్స్ విచ్ థింగ్స్ యూ కెన్ హైడ్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ డేటా మెంబర్స్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెథడ్స్ అది పలకడం కూడా కొద్దిగా ఇన్స్టెన్స్ అంటే అయిపోద్ది ఇన్స్టెన్స్ అంటే అసలు ఏంది అది గల్లీ కోడ్ అది ఇన్స్టెన్స్ డేటా మెంబర్స్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెథడ్స్ పిచ్చి కోపం వస్తుంది నాకు మిమ్మల్ని చూసే ఏమి రాదు చిన్న చిన్న పిల్లలకు వస్తుంది చిన్న పిల్లలకు ఇంటర్న్షిప్ లో సెలెక్ట్ అవుతున్నారు వాళ్ళు కాలేజీలోనే అండ్ నాట్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ 85% అంతా చెత్త ఇప్పుడు ఉన్న ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజీలు అంతా చెత్త ద 15% ఆఫ్ ద పీపుల్ స్మాల్ పీపుల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్ స్టూడెంట్స్ సెలెక్టింగ్ ఇంటర్న్షిప్ చదువుకుండా ఎందుకు వేస్ట్ చేసుకుంటారు లైఫ్ సో డేటా ఎన్కాప్సులేషన్ ఈస్ టు హైడ్ ద డేటా మెంబర్స్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ డేటా మెంబర్స్ నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెథడ్స్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్షన్ సేస్ వాట్ రిట్రీవింగ్ ద ఎసెన్షియల్ డీటెయిల్స్ వితౌట్ హైడింగ్ ద వితౌట్ thinking about the hidden details extracting the essential details without considering about the hidden details is called what abstraction next inheritance and polymorphism today I'm going to introduce now inheritance so as classes and object is one pair encapsulation and abstraction is one pair now I'm going to introduce inheritance and polymorphism let me introduce what is inheritance today so I will go for introducing inheritance concept again in inheritance what will be coming class will come object will come encapsulation will come abstraction will come all the things will be carry forwarded let me start with the next continuation process called what inheritance so after this I'm going to have the inheritance so try to listen why to go for inheritance here now I'm going to start with so online students encapsulation abstraction is clear that concept will be coming classes objects encapsulation abstraction will coming in the inheritance actually I need to discuss this a couple of features these two things I combinedly will explain but let me explain inheritance separately polymorphism separately today I'll start inheritance with the coding and later I will add polymorphism to the inheritance so that you can understand it so let me start with here I'm going to enter into what is the concept of inheritance now I'm going to enter into one more small concept I'm going to deal with it so there I'm going to start with what is meant by inheritance here so take an example now take an example so I'm going to take it one small diagrammatic representation now ఇదన్న అర్థం చేసుకోండి అఫ్కోర్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ద బిగినింగ్ ఆన్వర్డ్స్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ అండర్స్టాండ్ actually by this time when you come we should be so powerful environment you need to establish by practicing previous programs by this time when you come today you should be so powerful this all accumulated when you don't practice anything finally you don't know anything finally you will look at back total desert only will be available instead of flower path it is going to be a desert is available because of not practicing మీరు ఏం చేస్తారో అది మీ అమ్మటి వస్తుంది అది దాన్ని కర్మ అంటారు మీరు ఏం చేస్తారో దట్ విల్ ఫాలో యూ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ రీడ్ దట్ విల్ కమ్ అలాంగ్ విత్ యూ ఇట్స్ ఓపెన్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ ఇఫ్ యూ రీడ్ వెల్ యూ విల్ గెట్ జాబ్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ రీడ్ వెల్ నోబడి విల్ గెట్ ద జాబ్ నౌ కమింగ్ టు హియర్ ఐమ్ గోయింగ్ టు టేక్ ఇట్ వెర్ ఇస్ ద కేవీఆర్ ఇస్ అ క్లాస్ అంటే నా మీద ఫీల్ అవ్వద్దు నేను ఇదన్నీ చెప్తున్నాను అసలు చెప్పకుండా కూడా వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు ఇవన్నీ ఎందుకు చెప్తానంటే బికాజ్ యు ఆర్ మై స్టూడెంట్స్ దట్ పెయిన్ విల్ బి దేర్ టు ద టీచర్ మీరు చదువుకోకుంటే ఈ ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఎవడు ఏం చేయలేడు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి సో here I'm going to take up this is a class name where is a class name where I'm defining one method called def QR code because I only taught the excellent subject for you I already said to you if you look at youtubers etc internet everywhere else and my notes will contain 60-70% more than anybody that is a open fact you also know నేను తిడుతున్నానని మీరు ఫీల్ అవుతే దానికి మీనింగ్లెస్ ఎందుకు తిడతారంటే చెప్పకపోతే తిడతారు తిట్టడం అంటే నేను మామూలుగా అరుస్తున్నా మిమ్మల్ని అంతే తిట్టడం అంటే వేరే విధంగా ఉంటుంది అది మీకు తెలుసు తిట్టడం అంటే ఏంటో రైట్ సో కమింగ్ టు దిస్ ప్లేస్ సో దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ద డెఫినేషన్ ఐ డిఫైన్ విత్ Four lines of code. Four lines of code is written. Four lines of code. Four lines of code. And next is called what you know. I took it 3 minutes of time. 3 minutes of time. 3 minutes of time. This is the one we have. KVR is a class name. DEF QR code. Four lines of code and 3 minutes of time is taken up. Next, I'm going to take up. Here, I'm going to write it. Here, I'm going to write it. This is the class name. Here, this is one more type of class name. Already, you know what is the class name here. Here, I'm going to write it. So, this is called the class name called Rajesh. This is called Rajesh. Next student is called, this is one class. Next is called what? Something like Raj. This is also one more type of class. This is called one more type of class called Ramesh. One more called Ramesh. One more class called what you know? Something like Rakesh. So these are the classes. These are the classes. Now, this kind of Rajesh, these are all called people of, these are the separate classes. He also want the QR code generation. Already there is a QR code generation written in the KVR class. So if they know only classes concept, what they need to do? They need to, they need to take this entire thing. They need to take this entire thing. They need to take this entire thing. Here I'm going to write it. This kind of code they are writing. Again, the same code is written by everybody. What will happen? If they write the same code by every person, what will happen? What will happen, students? If they write the same code again and again, what will happen? It is unnecessarily taking. Four people are writing how many lines of code? Four lines, which is going to become 16 lines of code, taking more time to develop, taking more space to execute, taking more time, more space is taking, more time is taking, more space is taking, more time is taking to execute. Performance is gradually going and redundancy of the code is increasing. Then what did you prefer? What did you prefer? Already the code is written here. Rajesh will ask to KVR, KVR sir, give your code to me. That code should not take memory space. That should not take what? Any space. That should not take any time to develop. That four lines of code will come as it is so that Rajesh will not define four lines of code. Rajesh will not get any memory space for this entire lines of code. If you go to normal program in beginning of the sessions, I said kvr.py, kvr.py, it is a module name, DEF QR code, QR code. Here I wrote it. Three lines or four lines of code is written. Three lines or four lines of code is written here. This is written something like this. This is called four lines of code is written. Four lines of code is written. Four lines of code is written. Next is called what you know, 3 minutes of time is taken. 3 minutes of time is taken. Now, Rajesh is one programmer. This is a functional programming I'm going to take. Rajesh is one type of programmer. He is importing. How he is importing? From KVR. From KVR is a module name. Import QR code. Import QR code. This is the function we are getting it. So from this is called functional programming purely. So what is the QR code here? What is the QR code? Huh? What is that? What is the QR code? Function name. Every function name in Python is తెలియదు. ఏమి రాదు. మళ్ళీ నేను చెప్పాలి మీకు. ఏమి రాదు అసలు. What is the QR code here? Function name. What is the function name? What is the function name? ఏమి రాదు. చూపిస్తాను చూడండి. ఇవి చదువుకోకుండా వస్తే ఎవడేం మిమ్మల్ని కాపాడలేడు అసలు. ఎవడు ఏం చేయడు మిమ్మల్ని. నేను అనుకుంటే నాకే ప్రాబ్లమ్ అది. సో 2 రకాలుంటారు జనాలు. ఒకటి చెప్పుకుంటా వెళ్ళిపోతా ఉంటారు. నో దే వోంట్ బాదర్ అబౌట్ యూ పీపుల్. సో బట్ మై స్టాండర్డ్ మైన్ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్ డిఫరెంట్ ఒపీనియన్. సో ఐ విల్ ఓపెన్ ఇట్. సెకండ్ లైన్‌లో చెప్పింటాను నేను. మస్తు సార్లు చెప్పాను నేనది. చాలా సార్లు చెప్పాను. సో ఎవరీ ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ ఎ వేరియబుల్ నేమ్ ట్రీటెడ్ యాస్ ఎ ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ అండ్ ఎవరీ ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ ఈస్ అన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ క్లాస్ ఫంక్షన్. అక్కడ చూడండి అక్కడ. చదువులేదు, పాడులేదు. ఇఫ్ యూ రీడ్ మార్నింగ్ అండ్ ఈవినింగ్ వాట్ విల్ హ్యాపెన్? ఆల్రెడీ దేర్ ఆర్ నాట్ దేర్? There already, before explaining OOP's advantages, I said that we can build high-end reusable applications in it through inheritance concept. So here, QR code is called a function name. Every function name in Python is an object. So when I'm using that object, here it is taking memory space. Advantage is what? Four lines of code I'm writing. Four lines of code I'm writing. 3 minutes of time I'm not taking. This four lines of code I'm not writing, but it is taking the memory space. Next, one more student is called what? Raj. Raj.py. He is saying what? from KVR. From KVR, here I'm going to take import. What is doing? QR code. QR code. What is the QR code here? Object. Again taking memory space. But what is an advantage? Not writing the source code. It is an advantage. But what is taking? Memory space is taking. If I import to 20 times this object I am using, that will take 20 times memory space. But what is an advantage? Code I'm not writing. But in the case of here, what is happening in this inheritance? What is happening in OOPS? There is a facility called inheritance. There is a facility called inheritance. What is that inheritance? I was explained the same mechanism to you before OOPS introduction also to you. How I was defined it? This kind of code, this kind of code, if you look at class KVR, inside of it, this is the code I wrote it. Instance method I am writing, self I am writing there, self I am writing there. There I would like to write it class. Here I am writing class Rajesh of KVR. What is happening? Through class only coming. Whenever I define a class, memory space is not coming for the class. Memory space will be coming when you create its object. So here what is happening? This entire code is coming. This entire code is coming. Rajesh will not write. Plus, it will not take any memory space for this entire thing because whenever we define a class, memory space is not taking for methods. So no code is written. 4 lines of things coming as this. Plus 3 minutes of time also I'm not spending this. Plus 3 minutes of time also I'm not spending. Neither I will write the source code nor taking the physical memory space. This is the beautiful advantage of which concept? Inheritance. So inheritance will give you what? Inheritance will follow which memory management? Virtual memory management it will follow. What the virtual memory management says? Neither I write the physical source code nor it will take the physical memory space. That is a special advantage of the inheritance mechanism. So in this case, this code will come as it is. They don't take the memory space. In functional programming, code we will not write, but when we import it, that function name will be imported. That function name is an object. It will take the memory space. So which one is having the best advantage? Inheritance is having the best advantage here. So Raj is getting the same method which is inherited into every place. Because of that, what are the advantages of this inheritance? But the first of all, inheritance meaning. Another example, if you take it, your parents worked for so many years, they got some X rupees and they are getting it into you. And by default, that X rupees are coming to you. They worked 40 years, but 40 years of work, hard working result is coming to you at your initial stages itself. It means you did not work, but the result of the code is coming as it is to your place. Plus, your details are also added to this. This parent is known as base class. This is child is called a derived class. This base class is also known as super class. This child is also called as a derived class. This is also known as what subclass you can call. It is a parent class. It is also called a child class. So here the details, the data members which are available in base class called KVR inherited into where? Rajesh. So Rajesh is getting the data members and methods from KVR class into Rajesh class. KVR class is known as what? Base class or super class or parent class we can call. And the Rajesh and Raj and Ramesh and Rakesh classes are called derived class or subclass or called what? Child class. Inheritance will follow which memory management? Virtual memory management it will follow. What is the meaning of virtual memory management? What is the meaning of virtual memory management? I said neither we write the source code nor taking the physical memory space. How it is different from functional programming? In functional programming, somebody defined the method that I'm importing. That is the advantage is what? We don't write the code like this. Here also we don't write the code. But here memory space is taking. But here memory space is not taking. This is the best advantage of inheritance concept. So inheritance is the another reusable concept in the OOPS. In functional level, what are the reusable things? Functions, modules, packages. Additionally, what is the reusable concept is added? Inheritance concept is added. So I hope so. Inheritance advantage is what? Already my team leader defined 1,000 lines of code already in the last 6 months back. He spent almost 10 hours of time he spent on that kind of project. Today I want that 1,000 lines of code. Will you write the same 1,000 lines of code again? No. Will you spend that 1,000 hours of 100 hours of time? No. I will simply inherit it this 1,000 lines of code from my super class into which class? Derived class. So what are the advantages of inheritance? Tell me in simple lines. Number one, two, three, four, five. Five advantages. These five advantages, what I said in the function level, today you are learning in the form of inheritance level. What is the first advantage? Number one, ఏమి రాదు డెవలప్మెంట్ టైమ్ ఈజ్ లెస్ మీకు ఇంగ్లీష్ కూడా రాదు డెవలప్మెంట్ టైమ్ ఈజ్ లెస్ నంబర్ టూ ఏం రాదు. అప్లికేషన్ టేక్స్ లెస్ మెమరీ స్పేస్. Application takes less memory space. Number two, why less memory space? We are defining one time everybody is using. Next, third, takes less execution time. Less memory space obviously will execute very faster. That's the less execution time. Fourth, less memory space, less execution time will give you more performance. More performance is enhanced. Next, fifth, చెప్పండి. అంతే ఇంకా మనంతా వేరు. So redundancy of the code is reduced. Redundancy. I'm not writing the same code again and again. Am I telling this new points today? No, these points I already said in the functions level only. Advantages of functions. This is the reusable technique. Same reusable technique through which concept? Classes. Class to class concept. So far we defined what? One class, separate class we got it. This class properties I want to get it into another class. I will go for which concept? Inheritance concept I will go. So online students, anybody understood this importance of inheritance? What is the inheritance purpose? What is the inheritance purpose? To build which applications? Reusable applications. In OOPS, if you want any reusable applications, I must use which concept? Inheritance. In simple word, with the classes, object, encapsulation, abstraction, what we have developed it, one class only we developed it and we executed. Today's class concept is already there is a class developed 6 months back with so many methods here. Today I'm developing one new class. In the new class, I want old code. Will you write again here? No, I will reuse the old code once again into my program without writing the code, without taking the memory space. Then you apply the concept of what? Inheritance. So at least you can understand with this example. So I'm going to give you some introduction part for the inheritance. So once you know classes and object, this is going to be very simple for you. So go to the OOPS facilities here, inheritance concept here. I'm going to show you introduction to inheritance. I'm going to show. So let us start understanding about the inheritance. So inheritance is one of the distinct feature of OOPS. That is number one. The purpose of inheritance is that to build reusable applications. What is meant by reusability? First you tell me. Define the word reusability. చెప్పండి ఒక్కళ్ళు చెప్పండి అసలు మళ్ళీ 25 సంవత్సరాలు ఉన్నాయి ఒక్కొక్కళ్ళకి ఏం చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నారు మీరు నేను ఏం అనకుండా కూడా వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు మనకి ఎందుకు వీళ్ళు వేరే వాళ్ళని ఇఫ్ ఎనీబడి రిలేటివ్ ఆఫ్ మైన్ ఆర్ సన్ ఆఫ్ మైన్ ఆర్ డాటర్ ఆఫ్ మైన్ ఐ విల్ సే ఇంట్లో కూర్చోమ్మా అని చెప్పేటాను నేనైతే బాయ్స్ అనుకో ఇంకొక వర్క్ అప్పచెప్పాను నేను ఇంకేం వర్క్ అది నేను చెప్తే మీరు బెండ్ యూ విల్ బెండ్ యువర్ హెడ్ డౌన్ సో వాట్ ఇస్ దట్ నౌ రీయూజబుల్ అప్లికేషన్స్ వాట్ ఇస్ మెంట్ బై రీయూజబిలిటీ వాట్ ఇస్ మెంట్ బై రీయూజబుల్ డిఫైన్ చేయండి సార్ రీయూజబిలిటీ వాట్ ఇస్ దట్ యూజింగ్ ద కోడ్ విచ్ వాజ్ ఆల్రెడీ డిఫైన్డ్ యూజింగ్ ద కోడ్ అగైన్ విచ్ వాజ్ ఆల్రెడీ డిఫైన్డ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ రీయూజబిలిటీ నీకు ఇంగ్లీష్లో చెప్పడం రాదు మళ్ళీ నవ్వుతారు అవడే ఏం చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాం బిగ్ బాస్ లేకపో ఏ ఇంట్లో చూసినా బిగ్ బాసే నేను మా ఇంటి పక్కనకి వెళ్ళాను ఒక చిన్న బర్త్డే ఫంక్షన్ అంటే బర్త్డే జరిగితే ఒక బిగ్ బాస్ చూస్తున్నారు అందరు అది గేమ్లు అంట వాళ్ళు చూస్తే అసలు నాకు ఎంత ఇరిటేషన్ అంటే అందులో ఉన్న వాళ్ళను ఈ చెత్త ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ యూ బ్యాన్ దట్ అంటే సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ డిస్టర్బింగ్ విత్ దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్ సో కమ్ టు ద పాయింట్ రీయూజబుల్ అప్లికేషన్స్ reusability means what? The code which was defined already, I want to reuse again. I want to use it again. The code which was defined, I want to use again. That is known as reusability. Why I am using again? To save my development time, to save the memory space, I will go for this kind of thing. With effective memory management in Python object-oriented programming. Inheritance concept in all the places is for to build reusable applications. Now I'm going to write a definition of inheritance. What is the definition of inheritance? The process of obtaining data members, methods, and constructors. Data members, methods, constructors. The three things are known as what? Features. Destructor will not inherit from these places from one class to another class. It will inherit only one time. I will tell you, nothing to worry about it. Process of obtaining the data members, methods, constructors from one class into another class is called what? Inheritance. The process of obtaining the data members, methods, and constructors from one class into another class is called inheritance. Next, the class which is giving data members and methods and constructors is called super or base or parent class. The class which is taking data members, methods, and constructors is called sub or derived or child class. Terminology I am explaining. Inheritance concept always follows logical or virtual memory management. This memory management says that neither we write a source code nor takes physical memory space. But in functional programming, reusability will take what? We don't write the code, but takes the memory space. There is a little drawback over there. But here, both of them will be. Best example is the online students who are there, 100 members in the online, they are available virtually. In my class, they are available virtually. No electricity power, no you sitting in the chairs. Well, plasters చేసుకొని కూర్చోట్లే class లో. They are not utilizing the power. They are not utilizing the space. They are not utilizing any chairs. They are not taking any resources of the class. Their availability in my class is called what? Virtual availability we can call. Virtual appearance they are called. So advantages of inheritance. What are the advantages? When we develop any inheritance based application, we get the following advantages. First one, the application development time is less. Application development time is less. Next, second, application memory space is less. Application execution time is fast or less. Next, application performance is enhanced or improved. And redundancy of the code is minimized. Redundancy of the code is minimized. Are you following this? So this is going to be the subject of what? Advantages of what? Inheritance. So how do you go for developing this kind of thing? How do you go for using that? Now I'm going to tell about how many ways are there to inherit. The next one I'm introducing types of inheritances. I want to go for it. Types of inheritances. I hope you are understanding. Introduction to inheritance. What introduction to inheritance is overall? In one class, some details are available. Those details I want to get it into another class. How to get these details into another class? By using which concept? Inheritance concept. Inheritance concept, I want to go for it. For that kind of mechanism, we go for this kind of things. Windows OS, you take it. Windows OS, Windows 10, Windows 11, for example. Windows 11 will contain what? All the old features of what Windows 10 is available in Windows 11. As it is, that is going to be available here. How they are writing? Are they writing the same code here? Are they writing the same code? They are not writing the same code. We are getting the same code as it is from existing things into new one. So Windows 10, Windows 9, like that, all old versions are going to come. Old code is coming into that. New code is coming to the newer operating system once again. This is called inheritance concept only. Either through Python or through .NET or through any language we can get it. I think you are going to get it. So finally, I'm going to conclude my sentences. Inheritance importance is so powerful. It is an extension to the classes and object. Are you getting it? Now, next I will go to how many ways are there to get this inheritance. So I'm introducing here types of inheritances. Types of inheritances. Types of inheritances I'm going to take it. Inheritances I'm going to take. What will be the various types of inheritances? Now I'm going to write it. So inheritance meaning is what? Inheritance meaning is to reuse base class features into derived class. Base class features indicates what? Base class features indicates what? మీకు ఎక్కడ డాక్టర్ దగ్గర చూపించాలి కంపల్సరీగా. డేటా మెంబర్స్, మెథడ్స్, కన్స్ట్రక్టర్స్ దట్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ ఫీచర్స్. కంపల్సరీ చూపించాలి మీ దగ్గర ఎవరికైనా. డేటా మెంబర్స్, మెథడ్స్ అండ్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్స్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ ఫీచర్స్. Features of one class into another class. Those kind of features I want to get from one class into another class. For that I will use what? Inheritance. How do you go about it? Now I am going to write it. There are some inheritance types are available. Fourth and then fifth. Number one, సింగిల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్. మీకు ఇవి గుర్తుంటాయి నాకు తెలుసు. అవి గుర్తున్నంత మాత్రాన ఏం లాభం లేదు. అవి సబ్హెడింగ్స్ అందరికి గుర్తుంటాయి. మీకు యూ పాస్డ్ 64 సబ్జెక్ట్స్. పాసింగ్ అకాడమిక్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఈజ్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ స్టూపిడ్ యాక్టివిటీ. And seeing the marks and all those things is the most stupid activity. It is a ticket only. Getting the subject knowledge is important. Single inheritance is there. What is the definition of single inheritance? చెప్పండి. What is the single inheritance? Next, multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. Next, తెలుసు మీకు ఇది. Hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Next, multiple inheritance. Next, hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. A normal engineering student, when they know types of inheritances, he will feel that నాకు చాలా తెలుసు అనుకుంటాడు. అది స్టూపిడ్ అని తెలియదు. What is multi-level inheritance? What is multiple inheritance? What is hybrid inheritance? All these things I want to tell you here. This is only concept required for writing the coding. So what is the single inheritance? This is a parent and then child, for example. What is the parent here? What is the parent? Come on. Base class. ఇప్పుడే చెప్పాను. Base class, super class. And what is this child? What is this is called? Derived class or what? Subclass. Subclass. This is going to be called one of the example of single inheritance. What is a single inheritance? In this, there is a single base class, there is a single derived class. It is known as what? Single inheritance. ఎవడు అడగడు ఇంటర్వ్యూలో వాట్ ఈ సింగిల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ అని. దే విల్ ఆస్క్ యూ ద కోడింగ్ ఆన్ దట్ ఏరియా. నెక్స్ట్, multi-level inheritance. What is the multi-level inheritance? I'm going to tell you. Look at grandparent whose son or daughter, that is called parent to another child. Parent to another child. This is called child. If you take these two, it is called base class, super class. This is called what? Derived class. Derived class. If I take these two, this is called what? Base class. This is called what? Derived class. So parent is having two roles. One is the derived class as well as base class. This is known as intermediate base class, we can call. Intermediate base class. This type of inheritance is called multi-level. What is the multi-level inheritance? ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి ఒకసారి. చూసారు కదా ఇప్పుడు. What is the multi-level inheritance? You use your English and tell me. దీంతో బట్టి మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది మనం ఎంత వర్క్ చేస్తున్నామో. ఇది చెప్పండి ఇప్పుడు. ఆయన ఏదో చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నాడు, చెప్పు. స్పెట్స్ ఏదో చెప్తున్నాం మీ ఫ్రెండ్. ఇప్పుడు అది చెప్పేది ఇప్పుడు చెప్పు. లే, నవ్వకూడదు, సీరియస్ గా ఉండాలి ఎప్పుడు కూడా. ఎప్పుడు నవ్వాలా? జాబ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు, మంచి సాలరీ వచ్చినప్పుడు, అప్పుడు నవ్వాలి. మిగతాప్పుడు అంతా సీరియస్ గా ఉండాలి. చెప్పు. మనం ఎప్పుడు నవ్వుతూనే ఉంటాం. చెప్పు. నువ్వు నన్ను తిట్టుకోవచ్చు, కానీ చెప్తున్నా నేను. రెండు రకాల ఫ్యాకల్టీస్ ఉంటారు. టూ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాకల్టీస్. వన్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ సేయింగ్ అండ్ వాష్ అవుట్ ద హ్యాండ్స్ విత్ శానిటైజర్. అది ఫస్ట్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ థింగ్స్, ప్యూర్లీ కమర్షియల్. One is always shouting on the students when they don't read. There is a second quality. That is more affection. The faculty will shout. Come on, define. దాన్ని డిఫైన్ చేయవు సార్. మీ ఫ్రెండ్ చెప్తున్నట్టు డెఫినేషన్ అదే అనుకుంటా కదా. కదా, ఆ, ఏం చేద్దాం ఇప్పుడు అయిపోయిన తర్వాత? బిర్యానీ తిందామా అని. మరి ఏం చెప్తున్నావు? చెప్పు మరి, ఏదో ఒకటి చెప్పు. బీటెక్నా? అయిపోయిందా? అయిపోయింది. అయిపోయింది, ఒక పని అయిపోయింది. ఇంకా నెక్స్ట్ పక్కన చెప్పు. ఏదో ఫ్రెండ్, మీ ఫ్రెండ్ అవి ఉన్నది చెప్పులే. అది కాదా? బయట ఏం చేద్దామనా? మరి మరి ఏదో చెప్తున్నాడు మొత్తం మీద. ఏందది? డెఫినేషనా? డెఫినేషన్ అనా? చెప్పా. డెఫినేషన్ అంటున్నా. ఏ డెఫినేషన్? ఏ డెఫినేషన్? సింగిల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ డెఫినేషనా? కదా, ఏదో మాట్లాడాలి మీరు, లేకపోతే నేను మాట్లాడిపిస్తాం మీతో తప్పనిసరిగా. సింగిల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ డెఫినేషనా? మల్టీ లెవెలా? చెప్పు, మల్టీ లెవెల్ చెప్పు మరి. మల్టీ లెవెల్ అంటే ఏదో చెప్తున్నావా? చెప్పు మరి. ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు చెప్తున్నావు కదా ఆయనకు. నువ్వు చెప్పు. తెలుగు వచ్చు కదా మీకు? తెలుగు వచ్చా? ఇంగ్లీష్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఒకటే వచ్చా మీకు? తెలుగు కూడా వచ్చు కదా? చెప్పండి. ఇంగ్లీష్లో చెప్పండి, మీరు ఇంగ్లీష్ వాళ్ళు కదా. చెప్పండి మా. టూ క్లాసెస్ డేటా. టూ క్లాసెస్ డేటా. తర్వాత అది అది రెండు ఎవరు కనెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలా? టూ క్లాసెస్ డేటా తెలీదా? చెప్పలేదు, మళ్ళీ చెప్పలేదు. తెలుగులో చెప్పు. అంటే మీ ఇంగ్లీష్లో చెప్పలేదు, మీ లాంగ్వేజ్ అదే కదా. చెప్పు. ఇప్పుడు జాగ్రత్తగా వింటా, చెప్పు. అంతేనా? నువ్వు చెప్పది ఒకసారి. ఆయనతో పనిలే, నువ్వు ఆయన చెప్పు. మీ ఇద్దరు కదా మాట్లాడేది. ఆయన మంచితనం, ఎప్పుడు హ్యాపీగా ఉంటాడు. అట్లా ఉండాలా, రిలాక్స్ గా. కానీ ఎప్పుడు అట్లా ఉండకూడదు, కొద్దిగా సీరియస్ గా ఉండాలా. చెప్పు. క్రియేటింగ్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ బేస్ క్లాస్. మీకు అది పలకడానికి కూడా రావట్లేదు మీకు అసలు. కూర్చోండి. సో కమింగ్ టు దిస్ ప్లేస్, హియర్ data members coming to grandparent to parent to this one. This type of diagrammatic representation is multi-level. How to define multi-level inheritance? Single inheritance, how to define? Single base class, single derived class, that is called single inheritance. What is a multi-level inheritance? In multi-level inheritance, there exists a single base class, single derived class, and exist one or more number of intermediate base classes. One or more number of intermediate base classes. I mean to say C1 to C2, C2 to C3, C3 to C4. C1 to C2, C2 to C3, like this. C1 and C4 are called what? Base and derived. What is C2 and C3 are called? Intermediate base classes. These are called intermediate base classes. C1 is the base class and C4 is called what? Derived class. This is called intermediate base classes and then base and then subclass. This is the representation is called multi-level. What is the multi-level? There exists a single base class, there exists a single derived class, exists one or more number of intermediate base classes. What is an intermediate base class? Derived class as well as what? Base class. That is called intermediate base class, and then derived class is called multi-level. What is the hierarchical inheritance? Hierarchy. This is called the class C1, and the C1 is containing C2, C3, and so on, Cn. This is known as what? Hierarchy. It is a base class, n number of derived classes. This is called hierarchical inheritance. In simple example, a manager in the company will have a lot of team leads. Lot of team leads. This is called a hierarchy. A college principal is having a lot of HODs. This is called hierarchy. నేను ఒక బుక్ లో చూశాను ఒక 2 months బ్యాక్. ఎవడో పైథాన్ ఎవడో ట్రైనర్ సేయింగ్ మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్. మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ ఈ సేయింగ్. అందులో ఉన్న స్టూడెంట్స్ నలుగురు ముగ్గురు ఏం కావాలి వాళ్ళ పరిస్థితి? వాడు కూడా మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ అంటారు. This is what people are destroying the society by saying wrong answers. What is the hierarchical inheritance? Base class. And then there are lot of subclasses are present. That is known as what? Hierarchical inheritance. What is the multiple inheritance? In multiple inheritance, there are lot of base classes. Example, LKG teachers. Next is called school teachers. School teachers. Next, you are intermediate teachers. Next, BTech teachers. Your BTech teachers. All teachers data coming to your brain today. This is your student today. See, మీరు ఎంత పవర్ఫుల్ అసలు. ఎల్కేజీ టీచర్స్ నాలెడ్జ్, స్కూల్ టీచర్స్ నాలెడ్జ్, ఇంటర్మీడియట్ స్కూల్ నాలెడ్జ్, ఇక్కడ మొత్తం నాలెడ్జ్ అంతా ఇక్కడ నుంచి కూడా వస్తుంది. దీస్ మచ్ ఆఫ్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ యూ. దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ యు ఆర్ టుడే. దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ యు ఆర్ టుడే. ఎంత నాలెడ్జ్ వచ్చి ఉండాలి ఇప్పటికి? ఇక్కడ ఒక ₹1,00,000 ఖర్చు అయింది. ఐఎమ్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ యువర్ ఏజ్ లెవెల్. ఎల్కేజీ స్కూల్ లెవెల్, that is second class to 10th class, almost 4 or 5 lakhs. Next intermediate 3 lakhs. BTech counseling lo edo vachintadi lekunda management quota around 10 lakhs, and the overall together if you take, your burden on your parents is 15 lakhs. ఆ 15 lakhs లో when you are in LKG, ఇప్పుడు నేను 9 tegina LKG లో నేను I will decide, is this LKG kid can get software engineer or not? I can decide. Once LKG over, UKG, LKG over, I will decide the symptoms of that candidate. Is this become software engineer or not? Because that psychology required and projection is required for the parenting. Suppose after deciding that 15 lakhs will be there, I will invest in mutual funds. By this time, you will get almost 7 to 8 crores it will become. It is more than enough. BTech చదివి ఏం చేస్తావు ఇప్పుడు? Just think about it. 7 to 8 crores. 1 crore you will keep it in the bank for 70 paisa interest rate. You will get 70,000. More than enough as a software engineer. What do you say? Correct? BTech చేసి ఏం చేసావు? Any use? So, coming to the point back. You don't do anything now, okay? You think about your generation, you think about it like that. If you are unable to decide, you bring that kid to me, I will test it and I will tell to you. Hybrid inheritance you come. Hybrid inheritance. Now I'm going to take hybrid inheritance. This hybrid inheritance is what? C1 to C2 to C2 and then C2 and then C3. This is called what? C3. And next is called C4. This is called C4. What is this type of inheritance is called? This is called which inheritance? Single. What about these two are called? What is this is called? Hierarchical. Single plus hierarchical combination of two inheritances called hybrid. Hybrid ante combination of two things is called hybrid. Mangoes earlier used to come only in the summer. You can get mango now also. In winter also you'll get mangoes. That is called hybrid they are going to. అట్లా మనం కూడా హైబ్రిడ్ అయిపోయాం ఇప్పుడు. అట్లా చదువు రాదు, అట్లా రాదు. చదువు రాదు, చదువు రాకుండా ఉండదు. యు నో, మిడిల్ యు ఆర్ ఇన్ హైబ్రిడ్ క్యాండిడేట్ యు ఆర్. నెయిదర్ వర్కింగ్ నార్ రీడింగ్. నో. So this is called one thing, hybrid inheritance it is. One more kind of diagrammatic representation. C1. Next is called C2. Next is called C3. Next is called C3. What is this inheritance called? Hierarchical. What is the below one is called? Multiple. This one is called hierarchical. This one is called multiple. This combination is known as what? Hybrid. In Python it is supported. In Java it is not supported. Hybrid inheritance is not supported through classes concept. It is supported through the concept of what? Interfaces. Interfaces it will support. Why it is not supported through classes and interfaces? That is different story, because we are belongs to Python. Need not to worry about it. Interfaces, all those things are not there in Python because it is supporting perfectly. So these are called types of inheritances and their definitions I will show you. So here are types of inheritances. Anyhow, I wrote it. Here I will show you the definitions now. You look at that. చదువుకోండి బాగా. If you don't read, even we explain any good content, there is no meaning of it. See that single inheritance. What is the definition of single inheritance? This inheritance contains single base class and a single derived class. This C1 is called superclass. C2 is called what? Subclass. Next, multi-level inheritance. It is going to contain what definition? This inheritance contains single base class and a single derived class and intermediate base classes. C1 to C2 and C2 to C3. C1 is called superclass, C3 is called subclass, and C2 is known as what? Subclass come what? Superclass. It is known as what? Intermediate base class we can call. So the definition is contains single base class, this one, single derived class, this one, and intermediate base class. This is an intermediate base class. This is here. This type of diagram is known as multi-level hierarchical inheritance. This inheritance contains single superclass, multiple subclasses. Multiple subclasses are here. This is going to be known as what? Hierarchical inheritance. Go to next one. Multiple and hybrid I want to show. Multiple and hybrid I want to show. So very, very simple. So definition. This inheritance contains multiple superclasses and a single subclass. What is the diagram here? C1, C2, Cn are called what? Superclasses, and Cn plus 1 is called subclass. Hybrid. Combination of any available inheritance types. C1 to C2, single. C2 to C3 is called what? Hierarchical. That is one way of thinking. Another thinking is what? C1, C2, C3, C1, C2, C4. That is also known as what? Two multi-levels are there. That is also called hybrid. Diagram number 2. Diagram number 2. Diagram number 2. C1, C2, C3. What is this inheritance? Hierarchical. What is C2 and C3? Multiple. Two combinations are available. That is also called what? Hybrid. So these are called types of inheritances. This is called a vocabulary, I said. Now I need to write the code for how to write the code, how to write the syntax for inheriting the features from base class into derived class. How to write the code. Examples for single, multi-level, all different examples I will tell you in the next class I will go. In the next class, I will go to all these inheritances, syntaxes I will tell, and I will go for the coding. So first, tomorrow off of the class, I will tell the syntax and example. To the inheritance, I will add which concept? Polymorphism I will add. Polymorphism I will add. What is the advantage of polymorphism? Only by adding polymorphism to the inheritance, what is the extra advantage is coming? What is only inheritance will do, I will tell you. By adding polymorphism, what is the super advantage will be coming, I will tell you. మీకేం చెప్పాడు ఆల్రెడీ మీకు సారు? పాలిమారిజం, పాలీ ప్లస్ మార్ఫిజం ఇట్లా చెప్పి వదిలేశారు. అందుకనే మీరు ఇట్లా ఉన్నారు. అంటే మిమ్మల్ని ఏమనట్లేదు, మిమ్మల్ని మీది కూడా తప్పు. ఈ మీకు దే సిట్ ఆపోజిట్ టు యువర్ చైర్ ఇస్ అ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. నాట్ ఓన్లీ యూ, ఇన్ ఎవ్రీవేర్ ఇఫ్ యూ సీ దట్ ఇస్ ఓన్లీ ద సిస్టమ్. వై? యువర్ సీనియర్స్, సూపర్ సీనియర్స్ వెంట్ టు ద కాలేజెస్, దే బికమ్ ఎ ఫ్యాకల్టీ. వాట్ దే నో, యూ నో. యాజ్ అ సబ్ జూనియర్, యూ నో యువర్ టాలెంట్ ఆఫ్ ద సూపర్ సీనియర్, రైట్ ఆర్ నాట్? సో ఇఫ్ దే గో టు ద కాలేజెస్ అండ్ ఇఫ్ దే స్టార్ట్ టీచింగ్, వాట్ విల్ హ్యాపెన్? Their production only will become the students. What will happen? ఏమవుతారు? Equal to that only, na? Correct or not? Suppose if I am a teacher for BTech first year, told this నేనైతే, I will make them to learn like anything. I will just squeeze like anything. And you are there only with me for 1.5 hour or 1 hour 40 minutes. If you are there with me 6 hours, మొత్తం మైండ్ అంతా తీసేసి బయట పెట్టి మళ్ళీ లోపల పెట్టేస్తా. I will remove your brain outside and I will clean it. I will put it in the brain. Like that, I will do. Why don't you get the job? Even if you don't know anything, you will get the job. If I teach the full stack Python daily 6 hours training, 100% everybody will get the job. So come to the point back. Of course, whatever is there in my hands level, I want to tell you this entire things for you people. This example, I will post it. Concept and everything, I will post it. And tomorrow, I'll go for the syntax and I'll go for the pro coding tomorrow class. Online students, is it concept understood today's class? Up to here. This types of inheritances we got it. Tomorrow class, I will go for syntax for using inheritance in Python. Syntax for using inheritance in Python. Tomorrow class, I will go for it. So don't miss tomorrow class. Very important. Thank you. Carry on. Online students, if you have any doubts, you hold on. I'll clarify your doubts.